Hello everyone, welcome to Vicar David's 60-second slot. Just off Edinburgh's Royal Mile there stands Greyfriars Kirk, and surrounding it, Greyfriars Kirkyard. Some of you may have visited, and you'll know that it's famous for a few different reasons. One is J.K. Rowling used the names on some of the gravestones as inspiration for Harry Potter characters. So there's a Severus Snape, a Sirius Black, a McGonagall, a Granger. I think there might even be a Weasley somewhere, and that's one reason it's famous, because she walked around there while she was writing, thinking about the stories. Another reason it's famous is because of a small statue which stands outside it, of a small statue of a Skye Terrier dog called Greyfriars Bobby. And the story of Greyfriars Bobby is a story of loyalty and service and duty and constancy and faithfulness. So Greyfriars Bobby was a Skye Terrier owned by the night watchman of Greyfriars Kirkyard, and he came to Edinburgh in 1850, became known as Old John or Old Jock. And he, as a night watchman, had to have a dog because it was usually pitch black and the dog could smell things and hear things that he couldn't. So for years, Greyfriars Bobby followed his master faithfully round the kirkyard. And when, in 1858, Old Jock passed away himself, he was buried himself in the kirkyard. But Bobby the dog, the Skye Terrier, refused to leave his master's grave, and whenever anyone took him away, found his way back again. And eventually, for 14 years, sat on and guarded his master's grave, and he became something of a celebrity himself, the dog. And in 1867, the Lord Mayor of Edinburgh formally adopted the dog for the city municipality and gave it a licence and a collar, and ordained that every year the Lord Mayor should have to pay for the dog's licence. When eventually Greyfriars Bobby himself died in 1872, one of the wealthy visitors to Edinburgh heard the story and was so charmed that she paid for a fountain to be built with this statue, this bronze statue of Greyfriars Bobby standing in the middle of it. Well, the fountain's gone, but the statue is still there, and children queue up to have their photographs taken with Greyfriars Bobby every day, and is a tourist attraction now in himself. The story of Greyfriars Bobby, though, is a story of loyalty and commitment and dedication, and also a sense of duty. And as we've in the last few weeks been thinking about Her Late Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, we have obviously seen someone who's spent a life dedicating to following that calling which she pledged herself to at her coronation, and as an example of steadfastness and duty and constancy and faithfulness. In his funeral sermon, the Archbishop of Canterbury, Justin Welby, compared this to Queen Elizabeth's faithfulness in following that calling of Jesus, when Jesus says, follow me, and he pointed to the altar and said that's where Her Late Majesty made that commitment, that promise to follow and to remain faithful to that calling, just as Greyfriars Bobby in his own way was faithful to his. What the Archbishop also said is that in the passages where Jesus says, follow me, he doesn't say how we're to follow, just to follow him, to find our own way, to find our own path, to find our own response to that call, which I believe Jesus issues to every person, to find our own authentic way of doing our duty of Christian discipleship as we each follow Jesus, who calls each and every one of us. For different people, it will be in different ways. For Her Majesty the Queen, we found a unique and shining example of her way of following Jesus. And I think in some way, we can also see in Greyfriars Bobby a symbol of a dedication and faithfulness too. It's up to each one of us, I think, to find our own way of following Jesus, but indeed to respond to his call to follow me. Thank you for watching, and God bless you.